over the book to the other guests.
I had some function in this same hall regarding my literary works. There was some function. In that function I met Austin's father, Ivan. Actually, he was telling me about Austin. As far as I am concerned, I am in the midst of a mammoth project. I just completed the translation of Kumar Vyasa's Mahabharata into Malayalam. Nearly 1,700 pages of Kannada literature into Malayalam. I am just now engaged in the proofreading of that now. That is why when I got this book, I couldn't read it. I read it, of course. It was a casual reading, not a deep reading. If I want to tell you about it seriously, I should have read it in such a way. But actually, what I felt on a glance, I can share with you. From this book, it's very clear. After reading the book, I came to a conclusion that Austin is a writer. He is definitely a writer, a budding writer, because he knows how to express things. The first and foremost thing in front of a writer is how to express his ideas to the readers. He knows that. Under the cover of COVID-19, when he was in Kerala, in his grandparents' house, whatever he has knowledge, from school, from his books of science and other books, whichever book he is reading, he has got so many facts, so many details of things in the nature and all in his mind. He just wanted to tell it or wanted to express it to the others, to the readers. So he does it in a way that he was held up in Kerala because of COVID-19. And then he says, I cannot go to school, but nature is teaching me something, he says. Because teaching is going on in school. Actually, we go to school for learning only. But he is learning from there. From Kerala, he is learning. That he says in the book. And like that, his observation of things, about things, parts of plants, flowers, and whatever is there in the nature, he clearly writes it in his books. It is all scientific details. Actually, as a literary person, it was really amazing actually for me, because so many terms and words, I don't know certain things in that. So he expresses it in such a way that the readers can grasp the idea, whatever he wanted to say. But as a writer, I am not going to school, but nature is teaching me every day new facts, he said. See the words he selected to express that. I am not going to school, but nature is teaching me every day new facts, he says. So such words he uses, selection of words. A writer is a person of sensibilities, aware of others. A person of imitations and exaltations, capable of tenderness and understanding. Exactly, he has got all these qualities. A writer is alert to his senses. He can see what he looks at. He can hear the talk of others and set it down in convincing prose. So his grandfather, grandmother, whatever they have been talking to him, that he puts in writing, in words, in apt words, correct words. So always we say, whatever you want to say, there is only one right word that will express it. One verb to make it move, one adjective to qualify it. You must seek that word, writers. Writers must seek that word, that verb, and that adjective, and never be satisfied with approximations. Approximately saying something and all. Should not. You should be very specific on selection of words that he knows. Never resort to tricks, even clever ones, to escape the difficulty. This is the basic theory in literature. Those who want to write, they have to follow this. Talent is a long patience. Talent is easily discerned in the young. A love for words, a gift for speech, and a devotion to reading should indicate the future writer. As you know, you know that short film also, he does writing also.
Late Austin and his parents for releasing this book in Bangalore. I know Austin from the day when he was born. To be frank, I'm the godfather, and my wife sitting there, Ruby, she's a godmother of Austin. In Christians, when we have godfathers and godmothers, yeah, even in politics also we have godfather and godmothers and all. Now, I also thank many, this is not a Thanksgiving, but many friends have come here. Especially, I really thank you for coming and inaugurating this, releasing this book. I introduced them to his parents. I remember one thing, that is, when we went for shooting, I always observed him. When we are doing the shooting, when we are doing the teasers or whatever you call, I have always seen him sitting inside the car. He is not at all bothered about what is happening there, what the hero is doing, what the heroine is doing. He is not bothered about those things and all. I observed him, he sits in the car and he was reading. While going to Gokunda, that's the place where we had the shooting. We have a heroine, thank God our heroine and all are here. Our movies, heroine, both of them are here. And I was always reading, at least when you see other children, when we went for the shooting, we can see such a lot of children from neighboring places and all, they all come and see, they want to watch how the shooting happens. But this boy is not bothered about all this, what is happening to the next door or in front of the camera or behind the camera. He was always reading. So that is the reason I think his parents started a library also. They have a library also. I think only because of that reason, to go more reading mentality to him or something, I don't know, maybe. Where does Austin know? You are sitting in. And God bless you. As who knows, after 20 years, he was telling after 20 years, if we are alive. I don't know about me, maybe he's talking about him only. Naturally, I shower all my love and blessing on behalf of my family, my better half, Ruby.
To make us empathize, to make us understand and take us on a journey. A writer needs 4 things. the ability to see, to remember.
When he came for the audition, he was quiet for some time. After that, he started talking. And I was asking him different questions. He would answer me without any hesitation. Then I had an opportunity of going and visiting his place where his library is there. He has read storybooks, he has read facts book, universal books. Then he has read about nature, animal, mythology, Greek mythology. Then I also saw his painting, and as you have seen in our film, I had acted as the villain. He just took a pen and wrote me, and he gave me a name. In the film it is Lingi Gowda, but he gave me a name as Lungi Gowda. So it's very rare that we come across a child who is only 8 years old and who could read so much of books and who could also write a book about his experience in the time of COVID. Then when we selected him to act in the movie, we had little problem with him earlier because he was not very serious in that. But once when he saw the other actors acting, other people doing their job properly, then his interest changed. And when you see the movie, that's a turning point of the movie. And when you see the movie, you will see a person, a child who was just first time acted, and he has really done a wonderful job in the movie. And I always wish him all the best.
I don't know what else I can say. I think I wish him all the best. Thank you very much. And for giving an opportunity to speak about
Kingdon. In general, we seek motivation from great personalities. This evening, an 8-year-old child motivate all of us. It's great, and I wish him all the very best. In fact, like in Grace of Innocence, William Blake said, we should see world in a sand grain and seek infinity in an hour. So we are seeing a champ of small boys, big world. It's great, and I appreciate his parents. See, when we were small, we were all asked to study, you go study and get good marks. But here we see mother and father inspire the.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Amongst us, we would like to share a few bits on what the purpose of this book is all about. If all of you have not heard about this organization called Widelife SOS, it was established in 1995, and it's a non-profit establishment in India which works with animals, helps in preservation of India's natural heritage. All the shall be donated to this institution, which is Widelife SOS, as Austin takes special interest in nature and conservation programs. A big round of applause for him and his family to have thought in this direction. We are planning for a very interactive and interesting session now. So I would earnestly request all the
ಹೊಸ ವಿಡಿಯೋಗಳಿಗಾಗಿ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಮತ್ತು ಬೆಲ್ ಬಟನ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ.